Hi, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Allen. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a professor of higher education and coordinator of graduate programs in higher education in the University of Maine's College of Education and Human Development. Each year, students in our master's program in student development and higher education work in graduate assistantship positions in offices across the UMaine campus, from residence life and student activities to orientation, admissions, and academic advising, to name a few. This year, our GAs have had to adapt to the realities of coronavirus. We recently gathered a group of them together to share how the pandemic has affected their work and how they helped reopen the UMaine campus after the spring 2020 shutdown. Here now are their stories. Thank you for watching and stay safe.
Hi everyone, my name is Liz Hogan. I use she, her pronouns, and I am a second year master's student in the College of Education. I have a graduate assistantship with the Department of Residence Life where I am an assistant community coordinator, and basically what that role means is I have the ability to oversee some halls over in the DTAV Patch complex. One of the things we did when we first arrived was we were making sure that we distribute wellness kits, which had a plethora of different things that would help students maintain safety on campus, some of which included masks, sanitizer, and a door opener to make sure that students would feel safe upon their arrival and move-in to campus. Additionally, the Residence Life group also created a parent Facebook group where parents could join this Facebook group and have any questions that they needed answered. This helped parents alleviate a lot of stress in terms of, do I need a COVID test to help move my student in? Can my student move in if their roommate has had a test? There were a lot of different questions that were able to be answered, and I think a lot of parents' worries were really able to be alleviated due to that group, where our professional staff really helped answer questions. Additionally, we had our RA staff do a whole host of different things upon move-in, but one of the things we did was have our RAs have nightly meetings. So our move-in this year actually occurred over 6 days instead of the one day we usually have all of our students move in. So our students were able to meet with their RA nightly to talk about any questions they might have had. Many of our students were quarantining, so a lot of them had questions in regard to, can I leave my residence hall to go get food? Can I leave my residence hall to go to Target? And the RAs would be there on Zoom, able to answer any questions that those students had, which provided a great support system for our students. So moving in those move-in times, I think, really assisted students in having ample amount of time. We had a fantastic system created by the Emergency Operations Committee to have our students come in and all be tested. So I think Res Life did a substantial job, and that is only a minuscule part of what we did to assist our students to be back here on campus and enjoying that in-person experience.
My name is Rachel Bro. I use she, her, hers pronouns. I am a first year in the higher education program. Like Liz, my graduate assistantship is also with the Department of Residence Life. So I'm the assistant community coordinator for Oxford Hall. So it's a first year hall up in the Hilltop area. So I think that's probably the main difference between Liz and I is her students are a little bit older and more of an apartment type of complex, where mine are a traditional first year dorm. I think Liz covered pretty well what we've been doing to prepare to make campus safe for students. I think a couple other things that I would just mention are we had to sort of evaluate our space and how to keep that safe with the pandemic and COVID regulations. So for our common spaces, we have, based off the size of the rooms, we did occupation amounts. So like, for example, our TV lounge has a occupation limit of 32 students. For the residence rooms itself, we have limits on how many people can be in the room at a time, things like that. In terms of programming, like traditional Friday night programs and things like that, a lot of that has been transitioned to Zoom, or we're offering both in-person and over Zoom programming. That way, if students do feel safe attending in person, as long as we're following regulations, then we can do that. Or if they prefer to do it over Zoom, we can do that as well. A lot of the more in-person stuff we're doing is a little bit of a takeaway. So we'll create certain like packets for students to do various activities. I know one of my RAs the other night, he held an activity where it was based on sort of door decorating. And so we had in the common room all the supplies for that. And then the students just have to keep their masks on, maintain appropriate social distancing. I did a roommate program last week for students who don't have roommates because that's a little bit more of an issue this year, and students feeling isolated based off like how they're allowed to socialize within the residence halls. So in this program, we were in a common space, so there was plenty of room. We all just like sat separate from each other and just talked to let people get to know each other, but just again making sure like we keep masks on when we're in those common spaces.
I'm Sydney Olson. I use any pronouns, and I'm a first-year master's student in the higher education program. I'm the GA actually for the higher education program, so I work on arranging orientation and the Higher Ed Hello, where we have prospective students come visit, although this year I don't know that they will be physically visiting the campus. I also work on marketing and recruitment and the application process for the program. So a lot of social media and keeping track of data, including keeping track of alumni and their professional progress. And I also do the newsletter, which will be coming out very soon, and help schedule professional development sessions and pretty much anything that the department needs, I assist with.
Hello, my name is Isa Berrios Colon. I go by Isa. I use she, her, hers pronouns, and I am a first year in the higher ed program. I have a GA assistantship with Residence Life. I'm an assistant community coordinator for Cumberland Hall, which is a first year hall. And I have 7 RAs that I supervise, and I also supervise the whole hall and the residents and any concerns they have. And a way that I contributed to the university opening up was our big Hello Maine week, essentially, instead of weekend. So we were checking students in throughout the day. We made sure that they had their care packages in every single dorm room for the residence hall, and just made sure that they knew the policies and were moving in safely. We have given out quite a few masks. The RAs have been really good at reminding the residents of the new policies. We understand that they're new, so it's really just having conversations with students. And now that we're going on our 4th week on campus, it seems like the residents have been really receptive to the change because they want to stay on campus as much as we do. And so they are finding like new creative ways of being socially distant, wearing masks, but still finding community here on campus. And so we try and do programs in the halls to try and get people to know each other. One event that we had was like a roommate match, because we did have a lot of one residents in double dorms, and so that program was just to encourage students to meet other people that want roommates, so that there's more of that community and building friendships.